Hey, welcome back, guys.
Yeah, we're
Episode
back
2
on the
of
grind.
Borderlands.
Borderlands grind, baby. We out
Yeah.
here
I think
getting
I
the
should have the
shotgun.
shotgun since you're able to get the,
Yeah, yeah, of course. Last thing,
we were talking
last
about
thing we
was
were talking
how,
about was a pre-sequel shit. How
yeah.
2K Australia ruined it for hardcore players like me that would play this game on the daily. But it's just like the end game for that game was so ridiculously bad. All the DLC was alright. Probably the Claptrap one that got released, which was I think was the last DLC. The last DLC released was based on Claptrap. It was all Claptrap. Are you still on your menu, dog? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was, Buck. Oh, it's a clip. I'm dumb as fuck. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, let's get it.
All right.
Honestly, I think the only reason why a lot of people probably still play pre-sequel, if they do, just plays Claptrap. Because honestly, Claptrap the boy.
Oh yeah. Very annoying though to a lot of people, just because
Very
of the way
annoying
he
by
is.
me. He's comic relief. And I
Yeah,
appreciate comic
it's
relief.
good comic relief though. At certain times. Sometimes it's just like Jesus, you gotta go.
Oh no, I think there's just something about me that likes to like the underdogs and like the like people that normally think like characters are annoying or like they're considered bad. I don't know. I just kind of appreciate them a lot. Like okay, look, okay. I remember when I was, oh man, back in the day when
Yeah.
oh man, I used to be in the store like really heavy when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and like everyone like bag on Jar Jar and shit, and I would get mad.
Oh
That's a boy.
man.
That
Not
was a
Jar
boy to
Jar,
me because
dog.
like he was just
That's not the
funny. He was
boy.
just fun. He was
That
just
is
funny
not
to
the
me, man.
boy.
Like I
What are
didn't,
you talking about?
I was a little kid. I didn't think anything of him. I was just like, oh, he's funny. He's fucking stupid as hell. Like that was the whole appeal. He's just dumb. I don't know. I just like stupid shit. Stupider the better.
What is the
Oh.
joke? Okay, I'm not gonna claim I don't watch Star Wars because I don't. I just know the the cliche that everything knows, like
Yeah, you know the cliche shit.
yeah, like what a regular person knows, right? The
Yeah,
whole
basically.
actually, did you know that Darth Vader never said, "Luke, I am your father"? Do you know
What do you say?
I don't remember. This is a bad example, because like, but for sure he didn't say, "Luke, I am your father." It's like it was a lot of people. It's like one of those Mandela effects type things. When I think he said, "Luke, I am your father," or something like that. Luke, Luke, I'm not your father. Is that what people think? And he says,
Oh,
"Luke, I
that's
am your
crazy.
father." Yeah.
Who got confused about that? I never
I don't
did.
know.
I
You
always
watch the
knew.
movie. I'm dead ass. You go watch the movie, and like he doesn't say that.
I mean,
And
eh,
then you know who
I'll
I
take your word
fucking
on it. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
but
go back and watch the movies.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
fuck that, man.
one day. It's like the Lord of the Rings franchise. If
One
you're
day
gonna
I might
watch,
go
if you,
back.
no, it's like the Lord of the Rings. If you're gonna watch Star Wars, you're gonna have to make a day. Like you're gonna have to plan it out. Like,
Yeah. I think that's like with any old movie or like old game in general. If you go back to do something that you haven't done in a while, you're like, I gotta make a day for this.
well, not
You want to try something
specifically,
new. Cause like
but
you either want to
like big
do
movie
like
franchises,
what's
in my opinion.
yeah. I don't know, like when it comes to movies and games, it's like new movies. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go watch a movie, and you can't just do it. But like if you're like, oh, I'll go watch an old movie that I used to watch all the time. You like
Yeah,
make a day, you like plan it
of
out.
course,
That's the
of
same
course.
thing for games, like the newer games you play because it's like, oh, that's out, and that's what you do all the time. But like when you go play an old game, you kind of just like, oh, tomorrow or like this, I'm gonna like kind of go play my old games, for the one time.
Yeah, of course. Um, PS2 era was probably the best era in my opinion for gaming. Nintendo
PS2,
64 was
PS2 is
pretty
great.
good
Don't
too.
get me wrong, but I think the best era would have to be like PS3, Xbox 360, just for the fact that
What?
like online, just because like online shit became
But
big,
but
became
online
really
was
big,
always a
and it
thing.
changed gaming. It changed gaming though.
Well, it
That's the
wasn't always a
thing.
thing, but it was a thing back in PS2. But it wasn't as
It was a
potent.
thing back in PS2, but no one really used it. It was just like offline. Don't get me wrong, offline was fucking amazing. It was nice. But on the other hand, it's like
I mean,
PS3 and Xbox 360. They like
yeah, but like a lot of things went into like gaming back in the PS2 era. Like a lot of things were like back. that's when like GameCube and like
Yeah, don't
N64
get me
started
wrong.
coming out,
PS2 era is like
right?
one of the best eras, yeah, because it has all the classics and it has
No,
all the
and
games
then
and
they
stuff.
were back then 3D graphics were not like as what they are now, and like 3D games are as what they are now. Like people like don't know that back then a lot of developers didn't know how to work with like 3D because they were so used to 2D all the time, you know, with 16-bit and whatever,
Yeah.
32 whatever, you know, until like making, you know, movement that is three-dimensional is kind of hard. They didn't know how to map it on the controller. And so that's why you see like N64 have this weird controller. Like, you know how the controller is? Like, it's really fucking
Yeah, like
weird.
I feel like all the old Nintendo controls are all like pretty weird and whack. Like even the GameCube one, like a lot of people are gonna hate me for that,
Yeah,
but it's
no,
just kind
yeah,
of weird.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like different.
No, it's because like it was back then where 3D gaming was kind of new and like people didn't know what the norm was, and then back then PS2 came out, kind of revolutionized how game game controllers work. In my, it is true because that's where the joypad kind of became a thing. Like there was never like I mean D-pad. The D-pad wasn't as big as it is now. Like you see it on most things now. Like if you
You
see a
only see D-pad
controller,
nowadays. You don't see like,
and you see the
like
standard layout, right? You have your two joysticks in front, and then you have your buttons on the side of the right joystick, and then your D-pad on the left side, right next to the left joystick, right?
yeah.
And back then, that's why you see like those Nintendo 64 and like whatnot have those wonky joysticks. Like you know how it has a joystick in the middle of the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're like that's why you see shit like that, and that's why you see the like the GameCube have things like that because they were experimenting, and like Nintendo actually was like is a grandfather of gaming. It is. It
I think
truly is. He's
I think yeah, okay, sorry for interrupting you, but I think like nowadays since everything is like discovered and we already have like a norm of what everything should be, I feel like a lot of studios they don't want to like risk it and try something new. That's kind of why we get like I feel like every game is kind of like a copycat game with another one, or it's like the same but it has a little bit of differences and like not a lot of games that come out nowadays are like unique. They don't have like their own ideas. But like back
yeah.
then, you had like a lot of random games. Like they're out there, but they're fun, you know, 'cause it's
Well, because the
different.
game industry back in the day it was new, man. It's taboo at the time, right? It was like it's not seen. Like home consoles weren't a thing until a while.
So
Like
like, I think GameCube and all that like
no,
revolutionized. Like,
no.
oh,
Oh, okay. I thought it
no,
was
for
like
I feel like
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I feel like
No,
because
actually, like Sega Genesis, you know, the Sega Saturn, the Nintendo 64, you know, the SNES,
oh yeah,
you
you're
know,
right.
all that was like what
Wasn't that like
that was a
didn't like
pinnacle.
not a lot too many people have that? It was like you had to have money to like really have it.
Well, for certain consoles, yeah, but they made them. It started to become a more like I guess you could say economically friendly type of hobby. So where
Yeah,
like the regular person could just buy a console, hook it up to their system, and
yeah.
play at home. Cause it was taboo at the time, right? Back when it came out, back in the
Yeah,
early
I think
days.
back in the day, wasn't it like some systems were like really pricey? From what I heard,
Yeah,
it would
I'm
be like
pretty sure.
equivalent to today, like being like 5 grand or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure, but it was pricey
It
back
was
then. It was
pricey. It
like,
was
ooh, am
pricey.
I
It
really gonna
wasn't.
spend all this much for a console? Yeah, kind of like that. I'm kind of glad nowadays that consoles are like normalized. It's like yeah, a lot of like almost every kid, every family has like a
Don't get me wrong
PS4
though.
or an
Gaming is
Xbox or
still
a
an
PC.
expensive hobby.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
expensive, but like it's normal. Like people have no problem
Yeah,
about
yeah.
paying that $60, $100, and you
It's a
know
very expensive hobby compared to like other
other
hobbies.
stuff.
It's
There are more expensive hobbies,
oh
man.
yeah, well, of course there are.
Yeah,
But like gaming isn't in the cheap side
it's
if
not.
you think about it,
Alright,
because you have to spend $60 a game and whatnot.
yeah. We'll continue this in the next video.
Oh, see you later,
Yeah.
dudes.
Alright.